Hello. So, do you think school should actually teach your kids personal financial concepts? Let's talk about that today. Hey, I'm Tim Kiser. This is the Profit Dare, and on this channel, we help people, inspire people to win at wealth without losing their soul. It's my firm belief that winning at wealth is inevitable for anyone who develops about a dozen proven financial habits and practices them patiently and persistently. So what about this? Helping schools helping you teach your kids about money. Is that a great idea? Now, most people think that it is, but I don't think most people really think it through too deeply. One, teachers are super busy. They have a full workload, and adding one more thing on top of it would be super challenging. Two, I don't think a lot of teachers have the requisite skills necessary to teach personal financial concepts. Some do, some don't want to and shouldn't have to. Three, money has like a spiritual connotation to it. So I believe you as the parent would be better off teaching your children what you want them to know and something that kind of like helps your family values. There are many people out there who it's the whole purpose about gaining money is to get rich and make people jealous. The whole Instagram, society is like you just got to show off all your stuff. Some people have other views and other values, and it's important that you as a parent develop those habits in your children. So let's talk about that. There's an article on my website called 14 Things Parents Should Teach Their Children Before They Move Out. And so I will just highlight a few of those, and then if you're interested, go onto the site and look it up for yourself and get the rest of them because we won't be able to cover all 14. So the first one I talked about was hard work is rewarded. Now I know that's controversial right now because a lot of people are not working and being paid not to work, but we don't put government or society in a spot where God is. God was very clear in the Proverbs 14:23 to be exact, where he says, there is profit in all hard work, but endless talk leads to poverty. So working hard pays off. Should there be work-life balance? Absolutely. Are we learning that better? Yeah, we are. I mean, my generation and before me, people would work and just kill themselves basically to work, and they wouldn't, take vacations and be with their family, and that was wrong too. But we're learning better, but we don't have to go to the other end where we're like not doing anything, right? So hard work pays off. So encourage your children, reward them from doing work around the house. The second thing is debt can be dangerous. I know there's a common phrase in the financial community that most people bought into, and it says debt is dumb. I would not go that far. And, you could say, well, you don't know as much as the other guy. Oh, you're probably right, I don't. But I also know debt's not dumb. Debt can be dangerous. And so we need to help our children understand the danger of debt and not just say, well, it's dumb. It's dumb, just don't do it. Because we need to know, why we're thinking a certain way or how we're developing answers, not just say, well, we just do it because so-and-so said to do it. That's a terrible reason because when so-and-so's not around, it'll be harder for you not to do it. Most Americans are probably way over debt than they need to be. Carrying a credit card balance is a terrible idea. Some people have to. They got a medical issue, whatever, and they couldn't get around it. But a lot of times it's not. It's shoes. It's sushi and avocado toast and martinis and Sunday brunch or whatever, and the coolest clothes. It's not always because someone had a surgery. So let's not pretend that it is, and let's not make the extreme examples all the time. But debt can be dangerous, and it's important for us to teach our kids why and how. But steer them from that. I mean, I remember we talked about debt a lot when our kids were growing up, and my daughter one time, she almost had a meltdown. We were playing the game of life, the board game, and she had to borrow money in the game, and she didn't want to. She didn't quite understand the whole concept. It was a game still. But yeah, she's allergic to debt now, which is not bad. How about generosity is important? Children, especially small children, they're not always the most generous. They don't want to share their toys, and it's kind of a weird, awkward situation for as a parent because they got this new toy and they're not sharing it and they're still learning. But it's important to teach generosity. Generosity is a learned behavior. And as we get older and we have more money, it becomes a little more difficult to give later in life if we haven't started younger in life. So if your child's getting birthday money, so they get $5 from grandma, and you can ask them how much they want to give to their favorite charity. It could be they go to a church and they have a class and they take an offering there, receive an offering there. There could be anything. It could be like they like dogs. It could be the Humane Society they give money to. That's more for them than the company, right? So if your kid gets five and drops off $1 in the Humane Society, it's not going to make much of a difference in the Humane Society, but it's going to change your kid. So give them opportunities, teach them, practice generosity. It can be as simple as leaving a shopping cart at Aldi that doesn't have to have a quarter. It can be leaving bags at Aldi. It can be you see somebody during Christmas time, the Salvation Army dropping money in the kettles. There's tons of ways to give and model that for your children. Spend less than you earn. Oh, here we go. Oh, we're going to get into the ouchy stuff. Spend less than you earn. So again, I'm talking about children. And if we teach them young enough that they get all their birthday money, so they get $100 for a birthday. It's a big birthday. I don't know, 10 years old. And they want to buy a game system. I don't want to date myself because it could be like an Xbox 75 or some new thing. I don't know what they got out now. But they don't have enough money. Then you got to teach them they don't have enough money. They can't spend more than they earn. They can't spend more than they have, and help them see that and teach them and help them find ways to make more money if they want to. Or just say, hey, there's saving money for this is going to be helpful. Number 7, budgets are brilliant. We need to learn how to boss our Benjamins around. And if you are a little kid and your allowance or whatever, and they have $10, a budget's much simpler at $10 than it is at $10,000 or $5,000 or $1,000. And if they're going to give so much, they're going to spend so much, they're going to save so much, whatever. That's really simple, but it's more of the structure of doing it and getting the habit of doing it and thinking of budgeting. Develop multiple streams of income. This one's easier for a lot of the younger kids than it is for someone like me who's older, but there's opportunities now to make money that were never, ever available when I was young. So you can basically start a job now, YouTube, right? You had to have a certain amount of subscribers to get paid to do it. But people get paid to do it, and some people get paid very well to do it. You can write articles. You can have a website. You can do actual work at a store or whatever. You can mow grass for somebody. You can do Uber Eats and drive Uber or Lyft. And there's ways you can do multiple streams of income, and that way you're not locked into one thing. So teach people to find passive income. Like even a savings account. Teach them that if they have a savings account and the bank is paying them interest, that's actual income. Will they become a millionaire because of it? No, but if you have enough streams of income, making 10, 15, 20 bucks here and there, and all of a sudden you have 100, 200 bucks, we're starting to know some money now, right? So encourage them to have multiple streams of income. And us that are older, we need to embrace this idea and not discourage or poo-poo the idea of doing this. Because the life has changed. The world's much different now, and they can make money. They can develop apps and make money and do one, and boom, they're done. There's all kinds of stuff. They can write an ebook and sell it. Boom, done, and it continues giving back to them, right? So help them to understand that to develop multiple streams of income. Here's one of my favorites. Always ask for more money. When you are interviewing for a job and someone offers you a job, they must think you're the right person for the job. People don't typically say, well, no one else applied. The rest of them were a terrible, terrible group of people. This guy picked this guy. No, if they offer you a job, they want you. So no matter if it's like you're getting hired at a fast food place, working in the kitchen, or you're bagging groceries at a supermarket, or but you got to start young. So if someone says, yeah, we would love to have you. The starting wage is X. And you should have an idea at that point. They want me, they need me, and if you have the right skill set, you can say, I would love to start working for you. Man, this is super exciting. I've always wanted to work here. But I would like X plus, and this is why. I don't call in sick. You're not talking about people calling off and all of a sudden having to chase somebody down and not showing up. I don't do that. And when I worked at such and such place, I always upsold people like by 10% on my tickets. So they came to the cash register, and I always threw something else in, and then we sold more. So I really think I'm worth it. And I would love to start when you want me to start, but I really need X plus this. And the worst they can do is tell you no. But understand they want you. They already offered you the job. And that's the easiest way to make money. When you get older, if you can develop this habit, if you get older, you can make thousands of dollars simply by asking for more money. And a lot of times, unfortunately, a lot of companies have a holdback number. They'll offer you one, thinking that you'll take that one, hoping to take it, and then give you more. It's a waste of time. It's ludicrous, but it's the way that it is. And I've had a situation where I asked for more and they told me no, and I had to make a decision. Will I go anyways? And it was kind of not funny, funny. But later on, I became friends with my manager, and we talked about that. And she said, we really wanted you, and we didn't know what we were going to do. If I would have pushed harder, I probably made more money. But it all worked out okay. So always teach your kids always to ask. That's not greedy. Stop thinking it's greedy, because you're giving a great service. And once you get in, getting large pay raises are hard to do unless you change jobs. How about mind your own business? That's a good one, right? Mind your own business. So teach your children to run their personal finances like their own business. So they're the CEO of them incorporated. They have to be the chief marketing officer, where their job is to always find new ways to make money. They have to be the chief risk officer, how to reduce risk. Chief financial officer, they have to find how to invest money, budget money. Teach them to think differently. Every dollar they make is not a salary, it's revenue. Every dollar they spend is not just spending, it's expenses. So if you made $50 in the week and you spent 45, you made a $5 profit. Not bad. On your balance sheet, all the stuff you own are your assets, all your debt are your liabilities. The difference is your net worth. Companies say this all the time. This is our net worth. Start thinking like a business owner. Plus, if your children have the aptitude or the proclivity to start a business, help them. I love seeing kids like they're doing like a lemonade stand or a pet rock sale, or they have a little push mower and they're mowing grass or snow blowing driveways for us who live in the cold. Encourage them to start their own business. Business owners usually become the most wealthy people. Is being a business owner now difficult? Yeah, it's getting more and more difficult as our government becomes more and more onerous and difficult to work with. But still, the opportunities are there. And if they have the desire to do that, help them find a way to do it. I'm going to find one more and we'll call it quits. There are more than one way to pay for college. Taking out a student loan should be your last option, not your first resort. The last resort, not your first option. So there's many ways to pay for college. I was fortunate enough that my employer paid for pretty much all my college. My wife and I paid for hers, cash flowed our sons. But I have friends who were in the military. I didn't have the GI Bill. I'd screwed things up in boot camp. I didn't get the GI Bill, but people who have been in the military have GI Bill. Going to community college is a great way. There's so much difference between an 18-year-old and a 20-year-old. Very few children, very few young people are ready to go to university. And right now, I'd be really hesitant to send my kid to a university, especially a state-run school, because they're just indoctrination centers. There's a few good ones left. You have Grove City College in Pennsylvania. You have Hillsdale in Michigan. You have New St. Andrews in Idaho. You have a few that are really teaching people strongly. But if you want to send your kid to a directional state university and they can play beer pong on your dime, knock yourself out. But I am not borrowing money to do that. So there's more than one way. So to find creative ways to pay college, scholarships, GI Bill, community college, work from home, or work and pay or whatever, cash flow it. There's tons of ways to do it. So do not automatically go and say, well, I got to take a loan out and be in debt for the rest of my life. And I know all this stuff right now that they're like canceling student debt, which they're not canceling anything. They're just spreading it around like someone stepped in dog poop and then spreading the stuff around. So everyone's getting stuck with it now. It's not going to last forever because it's going to do damage to the economy eventually, and no one will do it again. So that 10 grand is going to hurt a lot of people more than it's going to help anybody. But anyway, I would say there's more than one way to pay for college, and do not start with student loans, even though you think sugar daddies are going to pay for it for tax dollars. Probably won't happen again. So there you go. I have the article's 14 things parents should teach their children before they move out. I believe there's some quality content in there. I hope you check it out. Thank you for stopping by today and spending some time with me. And Again, I truly believe that winning at wealth is inevitable if you just develop and practice, patiently practice, and persistently practice about a dozen proven money habits. And I will help you along the way. So come back again. If you like this video, if you found value in this video, like it, share it, and subscribe. And I will see you soon with a new video. Until then, may the grace of God, the peace of God come upon you. May his blessing overtake you, because you know it's him, the Lord, who's given you the power to get wealth. And he also says that he's the Lord who teaches us to profit. I'll take both those because I need all the help I can get. All right, blessings to you, blessings to your family. Have a good day.